So actually, it's chapter 23. Um, okay, chapter 23, A World of Music. The first year Stephen had found himself in Portugal had passed bringing situations which needed to be resolved. At 47 years old, in a new country and married for the first time in his life, there were things, both on a practical and personal level, which were new to him. Although teaching a great deal less than he had in the UK, the time he found for his music appeared just as rare, and it was only once those first 12 months had passed that he began reaping the rewards of being semi-retired. The day-to-day fell into place and provided stability. The past and the present bore little resemblance to each other, and the there and then gave Stephen the peace of mind to delve into his music like never before. It was during the third year of making Portugal his home that two encounters, one virtual and one physical, significantly influenced the direction which the musician went. A year of arranging and playing for himself put the transplanted Englishman on a high. Some time after the first year, but before the third one had begun, he dug out some of his old musical arrangements and found them wanting. His new life had given him a lightness of spirit that was missing in the pieces he had then replayed. And in truth, he found the growth he had achieved as a musician a tad surprising. Although he was not a man who was easily satisfied with his achievements, and he certainly had no yearning to perform concerts again, he did feel disappointed that he was not sharing what he considered was the arrangement and execution of musical pieces worthy of a larger audience. But a solution was literally at Stephen's fingertips. An opportunity to perform virtual concerts presented itself on the internet, and through YouTube, Stephen's name re-entered the organ world. The internet enabled him to pursue his musical interests and re-establish links with people on the musical circuit with whom he had lost contact over the years. Despite having become an accomplished organist while still in his teens, the man had remained a private person who did not enjoy performing in public, and this was one of the reasons he felt far happier in a small village tucked into the side of a Portuguese mountain than in London. The first song Stephen arranged and recorded, using what was for him a new medium, was one that had been made famous by Doris Day. That first performance in front of life's worldwide window was a simple affair that consisted of a video showing no more than the musician's hands on the organ keys as he played. Song credits were given where they were believed to be due, and Stephen waited with expectation for the number of views to click up. However, although the amount of people who watched or commented was steady, the figure nonetheless disappointed Stephen, who had viewed other people's YouTube uploads and noted audiences of thousands. In time, recognition came, and along with it, the encouragement Stephen needed to produce and experiment more. The weeks, months, and years became a friend that gifted Stephen with video producing and editing capabilities that amazed people at first glance, and even more so when they learned of the basic programs he was using. His skills at combining visual effects with his musical arrangements grew, developing his recordings into mini films and fostering even greater admiration for Stephen's work. There was no monetary gain from the endeavour, but a renewed enthusiasm for arranging and performing, without the accompanying public angst, was a far greater reward. The physical meeting came towards the end of mine and Stephen's third year in the village. At that time, the two of us and Melina regularly bought bread or bikush, the oval rolls with a little beak at each end, from a baker's which was a 10 to 15 minute walk away from where we lived. Even though the business had recently changed ownership, There'd been a baker's cum cafe using wood-fuelled ovens to bake the bread in the same spot for years, and Stephen and I's faces were added to those of the other regular customers. In small communities, what is known by one person becomes known by all. And because the two of us took any meeting as an opportunity to practice our language, it was not long before Stephen's musical talent reached receptive ears. One chilly October morning, as the two of us and Melina were walking home with bags of freshly baked bikush, which gave both a pleasing warmth and aroma, we were stopped by a woman with whom we had exchanged a bon dia, but on this occasion the conversation went further, and a proposal was put to us two. The Portuguese woman, who had the manner of a retired headmistress, asked the men, Stephen and me, which one played the piano. Once it was established that Stephen was the musician, Edith went on to explain that she was the choir leader and the pianist for a small choir, and that although she enjoyed playing the piano herself, she was looking for someone who would occasionally be able to free her up to give better instruction to the singers. Stephen did not wish to make a hasty decision, so before continuing on our way, it was agreed that we think about the idea.